All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another session, picoCTF. So what I plan on doing this evening is I'm trying to see if we can solve that challenge that we did last time. I think it was on Sunday night. The cookie one, this one over here. So a recap of this, it's a Flask app. So now Flask is a Python-based framework for web applications, and within it there's a cookie, and part of the challenge is to kind of get around that cookie itself. Now the cookie is a Flask cookie, so it's in the format of Flask puts it in. At the beginning of the cookie is a base64 URL encoded version of that cookie. Actually just trying to get it here. Let me actually load up the page so we can actually see an example of the cookie that it has. So bear with me 1 second. Let's copy this here. All right, so there we go. So now once it loads, we should be able to see the cookie. There we go. So, sorry, 1 second. Forgot to put my light on. Those are coming and fade in and out. So if we see the cookie here, we can see the cookie here. And as I said, it kind of got 3 different sections. So this first bit is base64 URL encoded with this very auth blank. Based on what we saw last time and a bit of research, this is some sort of timestamp and then a signature. So the signature is there, so if you tamper with this cookie and change it, that won't match the signature and it will fail. And what we also got with this is the server.py, which is obviously the Python code that runs all of this. And we can see the secrets. So the secret is used for the signature, and there's a different kind of list of different possibilities for the secret because it does this random.choice. What I tried to do last time is kind of generate cookies using this library called Flask unsession, Flask unsign. And we generate a whole bunch of cookies using each kind of version of this as a secret. Try to use those. That didn't work. Now, after I gave it some thought, probably why it's not going to work is the server is going to keep a pot or pool of session cookies, potentially, and then match them up. So it will never have any of the session cookies that we sent them. What I think we need to do is use this Python and Flask. So what's it? Flask unsign. But we use it. I forgot where to put it. Bear with me 1 second while I go through my millions of. There we go. Local bin. So what we can do is try actually break the session cookie that we get back from the server and try to work out what was used to sign it. Now, if I'm right, there's no sort of time limit on this. It's based on the instance, when the instance starts up, because if I read this code correctly, this randomize and send the secret key should only be set once the app or the server actually starts up. So as long as the server doesn't restart, it should still be that cookie name. So let's give it a go. So basically, for this to run and unsign it, we need to have a word list. So we can use this is the word list, and yeah, it should be able to then figure it out from there. So I just want to see the get page and see if there's any clearer documentation here, and in order to run in this. Okay, so -- decode. Okay, so that's just decoding it. That's easy. That's base64. Oh, you can actually also connect to a server. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I guess I'm trying to see if there's an example. Secret keys. Okay, that's brute forcing. Okay, so that's signing it. We don't want to sign it because we already tried that. New line delimited. Okay, so what we need to do is create a new file. Call this cookie word list. And we'll take all these cookies here and put them in. Now there's probably going to be a easier way of doing this, but I'll just do it manually. People probably cringing at me doing this manually. There's probably like some nice way of using like awk and sed, which are Linux commands to do this. I really got to get better at those, but for now we'll just do it manually itself. While I'm doing that, I forgot to put some music on as well, so let me do that now. There we go. So it's not awkward silence. Thanks, Xkid. Just regex. Yeah, that's actually true. So I should be able to. Actually, I can look for that. There's normally find replace, and I think no. Is it backslash in? No. No. Oh. Will that work? Yeah, if you use something like Notepad++, it works well. You can actually do like regex and that, so this isn't going to work. So I'll just do it manually for now. So otherwise I'll take probably longer to figure out a way. And there's probably like an easier way in Vim or something like that. But we'll just do it this way for now. I gotta get better at these like little cool tricks that you can do. Should have done this before. This is taking a bunch of time. Almost there though. I should have actually just done a print. I could have done this in Python actually. Silly me. Oh, why did I think of that? I could have just done Python. Let me show you how you do this in Python. Because this was silly. I took a bunch of time, and it's like probably 2 or 3 lines of Python code. So what you do is start up a terminal. I got to remember what it's called. Terminal, interpreter. I don't know what you call this. But you can do that. So what you do is for cookie in cookie names, so you're just iterating through this list. Print cookie, and it should print each one on the new line. There we go. So much quicker. I should have done that first. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so we now have our word list. So let's get out of this. And I don't think this here had any documentation around word list that it's... Please visit the word... Okay, I think standalone. I'm hoping we don't have to download that. Okay, so Flask, unsign. Do I have to install the word list as well? Alright, well, let's try it without that and then just see how it goes. So we want to unsign. So minus U. Cookie name. So we can give a word list. Is there any cookie? Just trying to see how we actually unsign it. The cookie. Okay, then we give the cookie name. See, I don't know if that's gonna just do that. So the thing I'm trying to... Okay, so we need to do unsign minus cookie. Okay, cool. Alright. That in. I don't know why it does that. So what we're gonna do is unsign the cookie. Let's try to provide word list as well. Word lists. What do we call that? Cookie word list.text. And then let's get the cookie itself. And try this. I think that's how it should work. Let's just put this in quotes just in case. Why is that? Oh. Okay, so what we found is fortune should be the secret that's used to generate this. So now what we can do is, again, using this tool, I really got to add path to my path, but local bin. So if we do a minus sign, and then we was signing. So this is the cookie, and then the secret. So, and just recapping the logic here. So what it does is it checks if this very auth is set. So in other words, part of the cookie. Then I'll check if it's blank. If it's blank, then it will redirect to the index page, and that is where's that index? That's just a Ginger template. If it's not blank, so in other words, it's something else other than blank, not empty, it will redirect to this display. And if we come into this display endpoint here, getting the value again and checking if it's admin. If it's admin, then it will return the flag. So what we want to do is take that, make that admin. So we want to do admin and very auth. So very underscore auth. So we're creating this cookie with admin, very underscore auth, and the value should be, well, the secret that's used to generate the signature should be fortune. should work. I don't know. Let's try. Sorry, get myself mixed up. Where's burp? There we go. So if we send this to repeater, and yeah, so it's Flask unsigned. Looks pretty cool, but we'll see if it actually works. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So this is much better than last time. If you have a look again at the code, last time we were getting redirected to / and then that sets the session value. So we weren't. So that auth token wasn't valid. So now we're getting somewhere. So if we follow this, we should now hopefully get a flag there. Finally. Awesome. So this shows you what something. Often with like CTFs and that, it depends on the CTF. Obviously, some of them are really time boxed. When I mean time boxed, I mean hours, not days. Some of them are days. So, but it's important that you don't just stick on one thing at a time. So, for instance, on Sunday when we last did this, I looked, it was like 40 minutes I spent on this. I was quite shocked. That's where you need to just take a break, pick another challenge, move on to something else. And then you can also start thinking about it in the back of your head and think of different ways of approaching it, and then come to it with a fresh head. Like we did, yeah. Like I don't think I would have got this far had it just carried on. So that's why it's good to just take a break, take a breather, move on to something else, or just take a full break itself, and then come to it. Some CTS run over multiple days, so call it a night, come back the next day, clean, fresh head. So yeah. So just to recap on that, we use this Flask unsigned to take the word list, which we got from the Python, the Python code for the server. Use that to brute force, well, not really brute force, but you know what I mean. Take each of those keys, check it against the cookie that we got from the server, find out the secret key that generated that cookie or the signature on that cookie, then generated our own cookie using that secret key using the tool, where we could actually set veryauth to admin, and that way we got in. So yeah, pretty chuffed with that. I did try to do it programmatically, so even thinking about this, I probably got my bearings in that wrong, so I tried to do it in here, and I think I messed something up. I don't know. But anyway, we got there in the end. So yeah. And that shows you why for things like Flask, if you're going to have sessions, make sure you're using a strong secret. Strong being lengthwise and also randomized. So Flask itself gives you indications of good ways of generating a random secret that you can then use. So yeah, that's that one. Let's see what else there is. I guess that's going to be more WebAssembly, which I really don't want to. I guess this is going to be serialization or deserialization, I think. Let's try this. I'm not that hard on deserialization vulnerabilities, but we can give it a go. See how we get on. So I'm just going to clear everything out. Let's clear that out and go to this. Alright, so we've got a username and password or login form. Actually, you know what I need to do is clear my cache because it's still sending the cookie from the last one. So I just want to clear everything. Start it off clean because it's still sending that cookie. the cookie's to on this host regardless of the port. So always send that cookie, and that could just muddle things up a bit, especially when you're looking at requests and responses. So that's why I always like trying to clean sessions, clear the browser history and cache, clear your history, and it just cleans things up. So there we go. That's looking a bit better. Okay, so anything interesting in here? Okay, so what this is here is SRR, which is sub-resource integrity. This is a means or browser-based feature that will take the CSS in this case, or it can be CSS, JavaScript, that kind of thing, and it'll generate a hash for this file here, and then compare it to what's set here. So this is something you set yourself when you create an app. And the purpose of this is to make sure that the browser is checking that this file hasn't been tampered with. So that's the whole point of sub-resource integrity. Same as this JavaScript. So as long, if someone does modify this, then the hash from this will not match this hash value here, and the browser will cause an error. We could actually try that out. I know this isn't part of the exercise, but let's give it a whirl and just to show you working in action. So I'm going to show that, and I'm going to do an intercept. So we're going to come back here, and we're going to go the intercepts. Okay, so that one's fine. So we'll forward that. Why did I not intercept those? Okay. Okay, so bear with me 1 second. I was just not catching the JavaScript, which we want. Okay, so we'll come back here, turn the intercept on. Is that? There we go. For that, we should now get... Let's just do the JavaScript, because that's probably what attackers would target the most. So we want to intercept the response to this request. There's the CSS. Okay, so here's the JavaScript here. What I can do, I'm not going to... I suppose it doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to start entering in, and I'm going to like function evil something. I don't know. Whatever. Alert. Do evil. Really silly example, but it just highlights. So I've modified the actual JavaScript itself. And what else I need to do is show the developer tools, and more importantly, the console there. So now if we forward this on and take it off the intercept, there we go. So there, it failed. So what it did is block this JavaScript from being downloaded because the hash of that JavaScript didn't match what was set in the integrity. So it's a really, really good client-side mechanism, and it's built into the browser. So it's not something that you have to go and purchase like a license for or anything like that. And it can help a lot, especially if you're having third-party JavaScript that you can prevent any sort of breach of those scripts mitigating into your own web app. It's happened in the past, especially things like crypto miners, where the JavaScript libraries have been compromised, crypto miners have been injected, and away people go. So there's that. The one downside and caveat to that is obviously if you're on like a head version or something, so not a versioned instance of this, then it will break every time there's a change being made. So that's why it's important to stick to like a version. So enough about that. We're gonna have to clear that so we can actually get the JavaScript running and working. And just undo what I did, yeah, so we don't get everything coming down. Let's go back here. Okay, so that's something else. Don't worry about that. Cool. So there's some JavaScript there, and then the sign-in button. Other than that, I don't see anything else. And okay, so it's a PHP web app. So I'm not a fan of PHP, mainly because I suck at it. It's been a long time since I've worked on PHP. So I don't know how far we're going to get with this, but we'll try. So yeah. And these JavaScript files and that are from CDNs, which is Content Delivery Network, third-party servers and that, so this challenge won't have anything to do with these. Cool, so let's see if we enter in some values here, what happens? I think I know what it is. You gotta do... So it just does a post to index.php, and so let's send to repeater. And so some things that we can try to do is a single quote and see if there's SQL injection. And what you're expecting is if there's a SQL injection, it would come back with like an error or something like that. And in this case, nothing. So no SQL injection. Yeah, I'm almost certain that it's got something to do with what do you call it? PHP. And it's based on the name. It's probably serialization. It's good. Flag is a flag. So one of the other things we can do is directory traversal, but I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. So a good way to see directory traversal is ... like several of these. The reason why you want to just put in a whole bunch of these is because you don't know how far down the level directory structure you are. By having ... you're going up, upper level. Once you get to root, ... of root is always going to be root. So you basically can cascade all the way to root, and if you hit root and you do ... / you're still in root, and then you can go to something like sc password. So if you get any results from this, yeah. And as I said, flag, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. Yeah, as I thought. Based on the name, it's probably some deserialization within this. So let's see if we can actually PHP deserialize. So serialization is taking a object, converting it into a format that you can transmit, so like on a web page or REST service, and then taking that same data and putting it back into an object. Now the problem is, within that, you can then start introducing code as part of that data. So when it's interpreted back into the object, that code is actually run. So that's why deserialization vulnerabilities can result in remote code execution. Obviously, you have to have the ability to tamper with the code, but in this case, because it's usernames and passwords, which I suspect it is at, then it will be somewhere in there. Let's see. I'm just... Let's... It could also be on the cookie. So PHP info is a PHP function that will print out information about the instance that it's running. So that's also a good way to test things out. I doubt this is going to be here, but yeah. Let's put this all over the place. It's probably not going to work. All right, so because we also have this session ID, it could be in the session ID, but we need to find out a way to actually get the thing. It just doesn't. Maybe this OWASP page has some examples. As I said, like PHP is not my strong suite of things. I'm not that good at it. Let's try this. This is absolute long shot. I'll be so surprised if this works. And that was what flag. We'll just try this. See if there's any sort of errors. Nope. I'm clutching at straws here. I really am. I could just spend more time on this and actually understand what was going on. Just want to double check if there's any code with that again, like it was with the flag one. Nope. Oh, sorry, the cookie one. So that's not going to work. This might have anything. It's also not probably the best place to start reading up on kind of what is PHP deserialization. Yeah, we probably got to also then figure out the user and all of that. And who knows, it might not even be deserialization. Get update. My Python skills are failing me, which is not surprising. Let's just try something. Admin password. All right. I'm gonna fail at this, so I'll move on to something else. I'm not gonna get anywhere with that. So, what else is there? Assembly, what is this class? Class says a service, index.js. Let's get rid of stuff here. So next to... Ah, this is Node. I'm not good at Node either. Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, Droid Andy. Hey, Dan. So I don't know if you saw, but we managed to solve the other challenge. So we used Flask unsigned to find out the secret key that was being used. And then we just signed a new cookie with that secret key and away we went. And that's how we solved that challenge. Now we're trying to solve this one, which is a Node app. And my node is non-existent, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so make a request to the following URL with your calc message. So I guess if we take that, oh, let's actually send this into, is it, make a request of, okay. So interesting thing here. This here is actually generating that. So if you actually have a look here, make a request and following URL to say your calc message. That's that piece there, and then you have the JavaScript injecting that there. So what we can do is let's just send this to a repeater. And what's the calc? Calc, and go hello world. That's good. Okay, it's what's a percent 20. Cool. All right. So, this here is obviously taking this in, and if error return status of 500, otherwise set response type to text, send standard out. Where's the actual message? Okay, so it's executing that. So, okay, so this is the actual, I think a binary. Yeah, it's executing a calc binary. So this potentially has remote code execution. So what we could do is, I'm just going to remove this because it just makes it simpler. So we have the message in there. So if we put a comma and we go cat etc password, what this should do, where's the percent? It should take this. What I'm going to do is just make it clearer. So so that's the message, so hello. So if you put in that and go cats, let's see, password, that will execute this first, and then it'll execute that. If I'm right. Okay, so cannot get... hey, Headshot, how's it going? Thanks for joining. So it can't get that, so it is interesting. So if there's an error, return status 500 end. So I don't even think it's returning a... Although, if you have a look at the error code, so there's a 404, whereas if there's an error, so it's actually executing the command, because it's not returning a 500 if there's an error actually executing that. So it is actually running that. I just want to make sure that my... so here's the problem here. We need to HTML encode these, because otherwise it's going to form part of the URL. So if we come here, put, I don't know what's the URL of that is. It's a %2f. That's the problem. Send that now. There we go. Cool. So as I said, yeah, my issue was I had the /, so it's going to treat it as part of the URL. So we just URL encode that, and then it'll actually be treated as /. So now we have remote code execution via this. And I think the next step is just figuring out where the flag is. So, okay, so there's no hints. What we could do is, can we do, the next thing is netcat. I think it's, what is the command for netcats to do version? I suppose we could do minus. So what I'm doing netcat here is we're going to see if netcat's installed on it, because if it is, then we can open up a shell to the box, and it'll just make things so much easier. So if we just do a netcat minus h, so %20 minus h. So if we run this, okay, so it actually failed. Okay, so the 500 means most probably that the command nc, which is netcat, doesn't exist. So there goes that one. Yeah, telnet. Let's see if telnet's there. I don't know if we can connect using telnet. So netcat is the tool that you'd normally use for other bound shell or reverse shell. There's no telnet. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this the very long way. I just try to figure out if there's a. There's probably an easy way of doing this, but all right. Okay, so there's this fog. That's a Docker file as well. That's interesting. So what we should be able to do is now cat on this and just cat that. Damn it. That is a troll. Oh, that is a nice one. So this looks like it's running Docker. So what we can do is also let's just look at this Docker file. Maybe there's something in there. So cats Docker file. All right. So Docker's containerization. So it's taking a node base image and then it's building the app on top of that. So there's app get. Okay, so it's installing Calce. There's a copying the package JSON yarn lock. Okay, send it to production, the log file, and then node, and then running node. So there is no flag or anything there. There's no volumes or anything like that. So yeah, that's strange. Let's see what else there is. So there's a directory. So node modules and that as well. But before I do, I just want to check that index file. Index. I think it was it J? It looked like TS. Okay. Okay, no, that's the file that we downloaded. So nothing there. Let's try package.json. I doubt it will have anything, but let's just try it. Oh, JSON, not JS. Okay, no. And yarn.lock. I'm just checking the files, and yeah, I doubt any of these have it, but you never know. They might have it as a comment because we got trolled on the other one. Is there flag, pico? Oh, okay. So what's in node modules? So what we could do is list the directory, node underscore modules. Don't think it's going to be in there. So what's in public? There's a HTML file. But that was the file that is this bit here. And then there's a CSS. I just want to see if any of those are files here. Yeah. Okay, and oh, okay. All right, that's not there, and we've got no hints. This is going to be fun. Where could this flag be? So it's not in there. It's not in there. Not in there, and it's nothing in this here. That one was a troll. That didn't contain any information. So let's see if there's anything else in the directory. What was this again? 2F, I think. Change to F. All right. Rock. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna do grep 20. I think it's minus R. Where's the lowercase r? I always get confused with the commands. Some of them use uppercase, some of them use lowercase. Recursive. I guess lowercase. So grep minus lowercase r 20. Pico. Alright, minus r. Sorry, minus I. Yeah. So minus r, so we're ignoring the case. And then %20. Always get mixed up between Mac and Windows and that now. A different copy and paste on Mac, and I use Mac as work computer, so I use it quite often. Alright, so that will run a bit. Oh no! Let's go see if I got my syntax right. Put that in decoder. You know what? I'm doing this wrong. Euro. Just paste that. There's probably no get grep installed, is there? Does it have? Is it? Should be able to just do what grep minus h. Okay. I just want to see if grep's even installed. It should be installed. It's like one of the base tools. Maybe they've removed it. Okay, doesn't look like it's stored. It's find. Alright. This is gonna be so annoyed. Grep has a URL encode as you type when you run. That's good. Thanks, Droid Andy. I didn't know that. What I'm looking for, there's a way to print out or the environment variables, and I've got that written down somewhere. There we go, print env. So maybe it's in an environment variable. I don't know. This is just becoming like a hunting game. So there we go. Here's all the different environment variables. Yeah. That's a Kubernetes. EWE app. How do you change that? Encode. Where? Trying to find this option to encode. Grep has URL encode as you type when you right click in the repeater. Content, follow redirections, process cookies. Yeah, I'm trying to find this option that towards the bottom. Oh, there we go. Me just going blind. Process app. Oh, that's... I don't know if that's... that's not working for that. Because it's determining that as part of the URL. Let's put that in. Oh. Was a %TF. Oh. Was it 2F? Yeah. Doesn't seem to like that, so let's just do that. I'm just gonna undo this for now. It's not liking me. And %20. Okay, so that's where it is. Let's just try roots. That's not gonna work. I want to see who am I? Node. There's any node. You know what? Maybe there's a hidden file. App. It's in docker.ignore. Ooh, so there's a challenge.yaml. So where is this? And there was nothing in public, was there? Thanks for the subscriber, Droid Andy. So that's challenge.yaml, so it's got to be somewhere, and it sucks because we don't have find or grep. I'm just trying to see if there's maybe something in node modules. There's no challenge.yaml anyway. Yeah. So it's got to do something with that docker ignore. Challenge.yaml. It's not in the home. Maybe it's in temp. So / app is where the app is running. Is anything in temp? What's this? Compile cache. I don't think it's in here, but let's leave no stone unturned, so to speak. Don't think it's going to be that. is so annoying. Where else could it be? Just trying to see if there's any other files or anything that stands out that's not standard. And we've already looked in here and there was nothing in here. So it's got to be something at home in the app directory. There's challenge.yaml. Building this Docker file. So let's just have a look again at this Docker file. Alright, so what it's doing is it's in the work directory to /app, running apps to update it, and then install calc, copying the packages really to there. So one thing that I can't get my head around is there must be something else going on. So if you go look at this Docker image, how does the index get in there? How does the JavaScript? How does HTML? Because there's no copy for those to there. So that must be brought in by one of these. So let's have a look at those again. So what was it? Package.json. Maybe there's something in here. It's the main index. MCAS. Okay, so now lock. So that's all registries for yarn package. I don't think there'll be any of that. Cookie. Just trying to see if there's any sort of package here that's kind of looks homegrown. I so wish we had grapple bind on this box. I can't see anything that's... Yeah. No, I didn't. I mean, I could try, but I don't think it's going to. I think they even give you the formats. Let's go. Yeah, there's a format there. I don't think that was it. I mean, we can try certainly. No harm in trying. Let's just do this again. Fog. Actually, it is in the form. Oh, you. If it is this, I'm gonna be. Oh. Again, this is another learning thing. Thanks for the shot, Andy. Sometimes you overthink these things. Oh my gosh, that was a, yeah, not one of my final moments. That was so silly. Sorry about that. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, right? Yeah, it looked like a troll to me, and so yeah, that's sometimes they do lead you. You do get, you'd think it's a flag, and it's kind of a troll. I just became so fixated on seeing the flag as like one sort of format that it just looked like a troll to me, but it wasn't. So that was silly of me. Just trying to see other ones there that we can maybe have a look at. These ones are kind of getting a bit harder. Let's see. I don't want to do harder ones because it could take quite a bit. I mean, quite a bit of time. What's this one? Yeah, Pico browser. Okay, I think, yeah, we've done that. Client side. Have we done the local authority? Let's see this one. I don't know if we've done this one. You know what? I really should have just used my my brains and just signed up a new account, and then done it that way. And then I would have seen which ones we've done and haven't done. Clearly, I don't think things through properly. All right, so this one, yeah, let's just clear the cache again. All right, so only letters and numbers allowed for username and password. Okay, so anything interesting here? Only letters and numbers. There is no JavaScript as far as I can tell. So if there is any sort of validation, it's probably going to be done client side. It's PHP, and that's that. So let's just try test and password. Login failed. This thing always annoys me. So with the password settings, if you go into your settings, privacy and security, and then there should be passwords somewhere. I think it's in security. No? I just search for passwords. There we go. Passwords. Just uncheck that, and then it won't prompt you for those annoying password fields again. It's really, really helpful especially in a browser like this where you don't want to save passwords. Okay, so does a simple post, goes there. Okay, so now we have some JavaScript. Was that actually on the landing page? No. So now we actually have some JavaScript here, and it is doing some validation. Okay, so if logged in. So let's try follow this. So let's actually test what happens if we do an invalid character. What does it do? Invalid character. Okay. So based on this page, this here, it looks to be doing client-side validation, right? So what I think is happening, let me just double check that. So I'm going to send this to Comparer. So this is a valid username and password, no kind of special characters there, and this one's got a special character. By sending this to the comparer, we can compare the responses. If there is any difference in the response, then that could potentially mean it does server-side validation, but I don't think there is. So it's doing it all client-side. No, I've sent the wrong things. Comparer, let's clear this. What we want to do is send this to comparer. So send the responses to the comparer. And let's compare these. So obviously the content length and dates are fine because it's using the username and password there. So it's not doing any server-side validation, most likely. So it all looks like client-side validation. So it's got this function called filter. Now, filter pass. So I guess, okay, so it's trying to break it down to ASCII and checking if it's between the ranges. So this, I don't know if this, I think this might be uppercase and then lowercase, or other way around, and numeric, or lowercase, uppercase, and numeric. Because the ASCII for numeric and alphanumeric for numbers 4 in a range. You can look it up on the ASCII table. So that's what that's doing there. It's just checking that it's alphanumeric value entered. So it does this check password, which is, where's this check password? Where's this function? Is there another JavaScript here? What's this? The reason why I'm confused is I don't know where this function is coming from. I don't see it in this JavaScript. And I don't see other JavaScript being included unless, there we go. There's a secure. Okay. So there is another JavaScript being included, which we should be able to get from, I think, no, it should be showing up. Oh, there it is. So there's this secure JavaScript here. Okay, so there's a check password. So if username equals admin, password equals strong password. Don't tell me that's it. Admin, there we go. There's a challenge. So just reverse engineering the JavaScript. So that one, not too bad. Did we do this? If an important effect. Yeah, I think we've done that one. So let's end off with some easier challenges. So the general skill ones, these ones were pretty fun. I don't think I need burp anymore for this. So run me.par. So there's a Python script, run me.par, download the script with your browser or get with that. So just download it. As always, I'm going to go to VS Code. Just delete some of these. Just make it easier to see what's going on. All right, so that's it. Obviously, if we run, it's just going to print out the flag. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting challenge. 4 hints for that one. Just curious what the hints are. I guess these are designed to be really, really beginner level. Okay. So all these really seem Python scripts. So this is probably a good thing to do if you want to learn Python. Serpentine.py. Okay, so it looks like it's doing a bunch of source. So let's do this. Python 3. So what we can do is print this. Oh, why is it not pasting there? So that is the encrypted flag, and it's doing XORs. So I guess we need to break the game, but let's just try to run it and see what happens. So path in 3, serpentine to par. Okay, welcome to. What would you like to do? Obviously, we want to print the flag, and it's gonna go. Nope, I misplaced the print flag function. Check my source code. Okay, so what we need to do is look and see if there's a print flag. So there's a print flag. It's doing a string XOR with the secrets and the key. So we're okay. So that's the key. That's the encrypted bit. Okay. I mean, we could just call it, but let's not modify the code. Let's figure out what's going on. Okay, so print this. Choice a print encouragement. What does print encouragement do? You can do it. Keep it up. Look how far you've come. So it's just doing a random choice of that. And I don't understand my choice. Yeah, so this function never looks like it gets called. Just want to make sure. Actually, it does. No. So you would never get it? I don't know what the... So I guess we just... print flag. I don't know if that's what they want. I don't know if that was the challenge, but anyway, we got the flag there. Okay, so there's a zip file. Unarchive the scripts. Unzip this archive and find the file name ubersecret.txt. Okay, so if we download this, go into our downloads and unzip files. And it was ubersecrets.txt, which is there. Okay, there's the flag there. Okay, the big zip. Unarchive and find the flag. So another zip file. Okay, so this one's probably going to be a bit more trickier. So what we can do is we do have grep. So grep -r -I for pico, and we only want to search in this big zip files. So that's where it's unarchived it to. Hey MSec, how's it going? Good, and you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I gotta do a raid. Anyone got any channels they want to go to in terms of a raid? Just let me know. I'll try it out. I'm a noob when it comes to this stuff. But yeah. Cool. So there's that one. To get truly elite, you must understand the difference between data encoding, such as hexadecimal binary. Can you get the flag for this program to prove you? Okay, so how elite are we going to be? Okay, so that's binary. Oh! Okay, so I guess this is where from binary. This is where this kind of stuff can really help. So I'm just gonna undo that. Sludge. That is a word. From. No, that's not right. What is this? 146. This was decimal. Decimal to ASCII. Let me check. Decimal. Does this input too slow? Sludge as a word. Why is it not giving me ASCII text? No. Decimal to ASCII. Okay, so it's not decimal. What is that? Just gonna try to work that out, what that is. Not binary. It's not a hexadecimal. What the heck is it? Oh, it's octal. Okay. So from octal. So just undo that. All right, so we're going to try this again. So that is that. Do that. Streets. It's been so long since I've done all of these. Nurse. That is base 64, I think. Yeesh, you're gonna be quickly. No. What is it? 60. Where is this? Is anyone? Is this gonna go? Yeah, it's hexadecimal. So. What was hexadecimal? Hexadecimal to ASCII. Okay, map. And we're too slow. Let's pair. Map. Let's want to try to see if we can do this in CyberChef hex alarm. There we go. Funny. It's actually a good exercise to understand the different encoding, because sometimes people use that as kind of obfuscation type thing. Next up is plumbing. Sometimes you need to handle a process outside of your file. Can you find a way to keep output from this program and search for the flag? So I guess it's kind of remote code execution. Let's see. So if we paste that in, no. Oh, so we've got to connect on that. So obviously you can use netcats. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. I'm just going to create a new terminal so I can get rid of all the previous stuff that we ran. Netcats. That. Right. So what did it do? Sometimes handle process. So the weird thing is we're not entering any inputs. So I just want to see. So if you do minus VV, it's very verbose, and it still doesn't help. Okay. So man, is there any way to input anything? Okay, so we can do it with -C. So let's see, who am I? So that didn't work. The -E option. Specify name to exec after connect. See, X dump of traffic, listen mode. So that didn't work. Can we do ls-l? Let's use a hint. Remember the flag is in that. There's a pop. No, not this kind. I think it's just a matter of just trying to let's get in. Okay, so we now getting somewhere. So it is actually executing that. So we see sh syntax error. I'm assuming that. So can we do that? No. ampersand. No. Oops, pop a redirection. Yeah, so that's what I tried, a pop. So the bar is a pop. Now, okay, so maybe it wasn't locally. Man, net cats. Use with caution. String is passed to bin sh for -c for execution. See the -e option if you don't have a working sh. So what if we try -e? -e. So that echo we got a permission failed. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to rename this, call it command. Looks like we didn't have that. So what we can do is up humor. Let's try this. Oh, it's command. Okay, so we've got exec, command failed, permission denied. I don't know if this is gonna work. You see, the problem is I don't know if it's permission here or on the server. I guess on the server. It shouldn't fail with that because just have a look. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe it's because it doesn't have execute command. I don't know. Okay. Exact format error. Emma. Okay, I don't know. There must be a way to send an input as well. Try one more time. See if there's any input that we can add. Close. Yeah, you see, there's no way to add input. Let's just do a quick Google. See if there's any way to netcat input. Okay, let's try that. Maybe that's what it means by the pub. That's what I thought. It's gonna do it locally. It's not gonna do it to netcat itself. So we're gonna have input that does a pop, and or maybe let's have a look at this challenge again, because maybe it's just popping it to it. So it's a pop. Sometimes, you know, can you find a way to keep the output from this program? And oh, so it's not actually doing this. So it's popping it, and we're going to grab for pico because it's going to be in the output. There we go. Jeez. This is why. This is probably why I'm always so bad at CTS, because I overthink things and don't read things properly and overanalyze things. Again, why you need to pay closer attention and actually just give more thoughts and break things down, and don't overthink things. I'm, as you can see, notorious for overthinking things, and that's often where you fail. All right, so lyrics, because of CTF, my mind's waiting. Okay, before we do that, I wrote you a song, put it in the picoCTF format. Shout pico. Build it up. I don't know the purpose of this one. It's kind of weird. My flag. Ouch. This one's weird. In the pico CTF flag format. Already a song. I don't know what to do here. Just want to see if there's no like different things there. I can't see any. Shall pico put pico into this. Knock this down. I don't know. This is a weird one. Looks like not many people like it, so we'll give that one a miss. I don't know what the point of that one was. There's a flag shop selling stuff. Can you buy a flag? Here's a source with a netcat. Okay, so it's a C app. It's been a very long time since I've done C, so we'll try read it. So just using standard libraries. So while loop, welcome to the flag exchange. We saw flags. So if menus 1, print the balance. So there's a count balance. Else if menus 2, currently for sale, definitely not a flag, delete flag. So if the choice is 1, knock off flags, cost 900 each. So taking in a number of flags, taking in the costs. The cost is flags is greater than 0. Total cost is how many flags you buy, 900 each. The final cost is that. And then checking your balance. You get the flag minus your flags. So if it's 2, cost 10,000, which is more than we start off with. So it's trying to find a logic flaw, or I think maybe an integer overflow flaw, to get it to be 1,000, what, 10,000 or $100,000, and then buy it. So we've got to get a flag. So what we can do is, you see this might cost, yeah, total cost. If we are, so if you have a look, it takes in a number and multiplies that, and then minus the flag cost. So if we put in a negative number of flags, it should then minus that, which should make, I'm just trying to, would that make it positive? Oh well, let's try it. My maths. Yeah, minus should make it positive, I think. Okay, so check the balance. We've got that. So if we buy the flags, we're going to buy the 1 and minus 1. So if we check the balance, okay, so that's not going to, oh, because the number of flags is going to be greater than 0, so we can't put in a minus there. But what we could do is an integer overflow. Basically, int has so many numbers, so many values that you can have, that you can make it start wrapping around. So C int size. We just got to make it bigger than this, and then you can flip the bits and bytes of that. So well, I suppose what we can do is 1 and just do a whole bunch of 9s. That didn't work. I think we're just gonna do an integer overflow. C. Flip. Let's see. Buff flags. There we go. Kinda killed it. Right, bar flags. Definitely not the flag. Flag. There we go. Boom. That's what I was looking for. So there we go. We are now super rich, and I can go bar flags and lead flag. There we go. So that's an integer overflow. The way it works is within C, generally languages in general, the first bit, so if you look at a number and break it down into bits, the first bit is the sign. And with C, you can do something called an integer overflow. So if you make it long enough past the length of that actual data type, so integer only has ability to store so many bits. If you make the number big enough, it kind of rotates that first bit. So you have, in this case, what was a positive become a negative and a very large number. So adding two negatives together gives you a positive, or multiplying it a negative. I think, yeah, something like that. And then yeah, you get a nice big positive. So yeah, so you minusing. So you got a logic flaw there as well. So you're subtracting, well, kind of, because you're still checking it's positive, which it is positive. And yeah, so there we go. That is a nice integer overflow vulnerability. Cool. This one, even less people liked it, and I think it's a good time to call it because I don't like the first one. I don't know why this is probably like never gonna give you up, never gonna give you down, something like that, like a Rickroll or something. Interesting. There are characters on the end, so maybe it's something to do with that. So if you see there's like characters there, I don't know. I'm just guessing because there's different things. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a fan of those two, so we'll leave those as is. Hopefully this has been helpful. I certainly enjoyed it. Found some pretty cool flags, some pretty awesome challenges. I really enjoyed doing them. Other than the lyrics one, whoever did that, I'm not a fan. Sorry, it's not for me. But yeah, hopefully this has been useful as well. And again, some pointers that I need to do better myself as well. Read the actual challenge itself. Make sure you understand it properly. Don't overthink things because you can go down a rabbit hole like I did. And usually in a CTF, when you've got time limits and that, and a whole bunch of things to solve within a short period, it can be frustrating and consume a lot of time. And then also on top of that is when you do find yourself kind of hitting a brick wall, sometimes just take a step back, especially those CTFs where it runs over several days. Move on to another challenge, or also you might just get tired. So just move on to a break. Have a break. Sleep on it. If you're like me, I'll think things through afterwards and think of different ways, and it happens with a much clearer head, and then you can come back to it and hopefully get the flag. So hopefully it's a good one. I'll be streaming again tomorrow night. I'm going to try something new. Bunch of vulnerable systems. Going to see how it works. I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but we'll give it a go and see how it goes. So that will be 9 o'clock tomorrow. Same place. Yeah, have a good one, everyone. Catch you later. Bye.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. The pain makes it real, I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and feel. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost, I feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel, cause this drive to kill, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel, and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.